So, the Roaming Holiday podcast is finally going back to Japan. So yeah, this podcast started because I visited Japan in 2019 and had such a great time, and then got stuck during lockdown back in Canada, and I was just champing at the bit. I can't wait till I can go back to Japan. I'm going to do a whole podcast about it. And boy, did I. A podcast like almost every single day that I was there. But then, since I was already in that part of the world, I went to South Korea, and then I went to Taiwan. And that was interesting in a different way. I can't speak for a listener exactly, but even for me myself, it's like, okay, this is a little different. I'm learning about new stuff, but I didn't know ahead of time, like, what do I think about this? Japan, I went in knowing, all right, I'm going to have a good time here. Traveling to different places is a whole different experience, I got off on the wrong foot in Seoul. Then things started picking up in Busan and Jeju, and then by the time I got to Taiwan, having a great old time. A quick ramp back uphill. But it's obvious even just looking online, there's just so much more information, so much more interest in Japan. You just don't see as many vloggers and travel stuff about South Korea and Taiwan. And yeah, even with this very podcast, it was Japan. Japan was the reason that I did this podcast. So now that I'm going back to Japan, I'm assuming there may be some returning listeners, some people who maybe this is all a little too abstract. It's like, okay, maybe someday if I go to South Korea or I go to Taiwan, I'll go catch up on some episodes, learn some minutia. But Japan is the money melon, right? And I'm glad to say there is now going to be 2 Japan trips back to back. So last time I went to Tokyo and then flew to Fukuoka. This time I'm learning how the trains work, and I'm just going everywhere in between. I went to so many places. I have a hard time remembering the names sometimes. I'm like, what was that city called? So, if you're down for Japan podcasting, have I got you covered? It's going to be a good run. And then after that, perhaps I will go back to Taiwan and South Korea. Perhaps I'm in Taiwan right now as I record this. Who can say? But that'll be in the future. But now that we're back on the Japan track, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. So this podcast mainly gets downloaded as audio through podcast platforms, and I never used to take very many pictures. I would actually literally only take 1 picture a day for an episode image, and that was it. I was like, that's fine. I had that thought of like, I don't need pictures. The pictures will be in my brain. The pictures will be in my memory. But I did start realizing while I was in South Korea and Taiwan, like it really is easy to take pictures in this modern world. I mean, we all got smartphones, right? Just whip her out, take a picture. So I started ramping up the pictures more and more and more. So if you're ever curious about stuff that I'm talking about, if you would like to see a visual representation of it, I think there's a certain charm to just, imagining the theater of the mind. But a picture's worth 1,000 words also, So if you want to see those, I also upload this podcast to YouTube. And it is, YouTube's so strange. YouTube is like the lottery. I literally have YouTube videos I have an Iron Mouse video I made that has 500,000 views. My Patrice O'Neill video has 500,000 views. I did a little compilation of the channel Oni Plays, just predicting dialogue in the game Forspoken, has 3 million views. YouTube can be crazy. But when the algorithm doesn't catch you, say for instance the Roaming Holiday podcast, it's a very elite group who watch on YouTube. So much so that I feel like I've probably personally talked to most people who check out this podcast on YouTube. However, YouTube is the easiest way to add the pictures. I just add the pictures as a slideshow. So yeah, the old Japan episodes never had that. They just had just an image. Also probably a reason why this show, didn't blow up on YouTube. It is just a podcast on YouTube. But now, these upcoming episodes, they just have so many pictures, tons and tons of pictures. So if you're curious to check out the YouTube version, the YouTube channel's just called Roaming Holiday. Might be a little tough to search for because it's such a tiny little channel. But that is worth checking out if you'd like to see some pictures. Even if you just want to scrub through, take a quick gander at the pictures for a given area, because I sure did take a lot of them. And another cool thing, one of the people who watches on YouTube, eat_chocolate, officially my favorite of the YouTube viewers. I appreciate you all, of course. But Eat Chocolate made a transcription website for this podcast. And it's so cool because you can search the transcripts and it'll search through every single episode. You know, you can search through YouTube transcripts and stuff for a specific episode, but if you want to find something throughout the run of the whole show, it's right there. Like, just as a little test, I did weird stuff like, how many times did I mention Sega? How many times did I mention my friend Brad, who was learning Japanese in Fukuoka in 2019 and got me to go to Japan in the first place? Just, you know, whatever. But you could search like beach. Now I'm thinking, like, what if I search hand soap? How many times do I complain about missing hand soap in Japan and congratulate South Korea and Taiwan for having hand soap? Probably too many times. This podcast gets very granular sometimes. But it also has funny stuff on the About page, like what episode has the most times I said fuck? And what's the average per episode? It's too many. It's too many. It's like double what I would have guessed. It is too many. But too late now. Too late now. I already recorded all these episodes that are upcoming, so why bother trying to curb my behavior at this point? But yeah, I'll put the URL to the transcript site in the description of this episode of the podcast, and it'll always be in the description of the YouTube version. Just go to any recent episode on YouTube if you want the link, and it'll be there. But it's remarkable. It is such a cool thing to have, because that is one, like, I'm always a little unsure about this podcast. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just going to keep going with it as it is. But it is, like, inaccessible because it's such ambient information. Like, I think it's so cool in theory that I have just all these little odds and ends of info about all these little strange neighborhoods and little parts of these different countries. But they can be hard to find, you know? Being able to search the transcripts is just remarkable. So 10 thumbs up to Eat Chocolate. That's crazy. That's so awesome. And it's so cool too, just having a small podcast, you know? Just getting some confirmation that, that people listen. Similar with, I wrote a nonfiction book about the video game The Last of Us, and I was putting those episodes out as audiobook chapters. But again, not exactly a project that took fire. I mean, the first episode has like 1,000 views, but then it kept going down and down. And I got distracted doing this instead, so I just haven't put up any lately. And all it took was just one comment. Somebody commented like, hey man, where's the next one? Come on, dude. I always listen to these at work. He gave me the great compliment of, I tried reading the book, but I don't want to read the book. It's better when you read the book. And I was like, all right, right on. And there you go. I put out another one of them just because all it takes is one person to give a shit. And you can extrapolate from there. Other people give a shit that are just, silently giving a shit. But it really is nice to have a little confirmation. So thank you, Eat Chocolate. That transcript site is the coolest thing that's happened to this podcast since the inception of this podcast. But all right, there's my preamble. We got a transcript site now, and this podcast now features pictures on the YouTube version. Oh yeah, and of course, I suppose if you have any trouble tracking down the YouTube page, if you just go to keithcourage.com. keithcourage.com is my website with the aforementioned Last of Us book. And just scroll down to Roaming Holiday and all the links to all the stuff is there. I just realized I should add the transcription site to that website. I will do that. That will be there as well. So keithcourage.com for all your link needs. But all right, without further ado, last episode, I was in the very underwhelming Taipei airport. Next stop, Tokyo. All right, I made it through. Again, I didn't expect that I wouldn't, or I wouldn't have flown to Japan. But, still all the stuff, like I didn't book anything more than a couple of weeks out, just in case, in that middle zone of like, I was pretty sure I could come back, but, don't need to just presume. And I just told the guy straight up, hey, I'm coming back, I came here about almost exactly a year ago. It was October 26th last time, and it's October 24th this time. But that means I've only been out of the country for 9 months, and I just kind of think honesty is the best policy in all things in life. Okay, I'm in Terminal 3. I was wondering where I was, but I recognized this walkway between the terminals. Heading to Terminal 2, because then I think from there I can get to the subway. But yeah, just gave him the skinny. The guy really didn't say anything to me. He just looked through my stuff, had to do the little fingerprints, and he took the worst picture of me that's ever been taken. So if I die unexpectedly, please ask Narita Airport for that photo. Put it on my obituary, because it's the worst. And yeah, got through. All right, good enough. Man, I also came in at the exact same time as a plane full of Australians. And I mean, I've met plenty of Australians in my time, delightful people. But I've never been in a giant room with nothing but Australians before. And like, you can really tell, man. I mean, I've been on these islands this whole time. I mean, in its white way, Australia is similar. You can tell that's an island nation, man. You look at all these people, and I mean, maybe the accent was needed to tip me off, but once I knew, it's like, oh, geez, are you kidding? Look at all these bogans. No offense, Australia. Again, I'm from fucking Eastern Canada. We're from the same stock. I didn't look any different than these people, but just mullets and weird Karen haircuts and bad t-shirts, lack of fashion sense in general, lumpy physiques, just the biggest bunch of dirtbags. And again, I'm from Eastern Canada. We're the same. We're the same. But yeah, I've never seen so many Australians at once. And like the opposite of like, oh, let's get fancied up to travel. Let's make sure we look our Sunday best. Nah. I've never seen a schlubbier bunch of people in my life, Australia. But super friendly and nice and outgoing, and just even overhearing their conversations is delightful. Nice, open, friendly, exuberant people who definitely need some genetic diversity. No fucking question. But yeah, I got through, which is nice because again, it's just anxiety inducing. Nothing I can do about it. I just feel anxious about it. So getting through is very good. But then I realized too, I did not fish my Suica card out ahead of time, which I should have done. It was packed away in my luggage that I then had to go get from baggage check. Got my luggage back. But then I went to get the Suica card, and I went to my little thing where all of my cards are, and they were all there. There's South Korea, Toronto, Vancouver, Amsterdam. Added Taiwan to the mix. No Suica card. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that you can buy Suica cards now. I believe the shortage is over. But luckily I didn't have to find out because I had to dig through all my stuff. There's this, in the deepest, darkest bottom of my bag, there's this little like hardcover booklet that I never opened because it has my birth certificate in it, because that was a big thing when I lost my passport in 2019. I had to get a birth certificate to get a new one, and yada yada. So I always have my birth certificate with me now, and I never open that thing. Never. You know, that's Fort Knox. That's the vault. I don't remember for the life of me putting my Suica card in there. Why would I? Oh, my COVID papers were in there too, just in case I needed them, but I never ended up needing those. Taking a year off of travel after COVID was probably a good idea. Let everybody else deal with that bureaucracy. It was completely over for me. Didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, somewhere at some point, my stupid past self thought that was a good idea to put the Suica card, because I guess it's the precious one. It's the one I'm gonna need. But man, what a bad idea. Like, when you're traveling, consistency and predictability with your luggage is paramount. It's the number one best thing you could ever do. Moving that card to a different place, like, oh, thank Christ it was in there. Like, what if it wasn't? Then what? Then what? I'm just already in the fucking airport tearing apart everything that I own. Shit. What a dumb move. What a super dumb move. But luckily I found it, and then I kind of just ended up back in the same scenario I was in last time, wandering around, not knowing where I was, just hoping I could find an ATM, which I eventually found, a 7-Eleven ATM. Took out $300. Now I'm just looking for somewhere to fill up the Suica card. But now that I realize I was in Terminal 3, now I'm in Terminal 2. This looks a lot more familiar. Now I'll just wander around till I find the entrance to the subway. The recharging the Suica machine should be there somewhere. I messaged Norihiko to tell him I'm on my way, and everything is all right. This really is too. Now this begins the gluttony phase of this trip. I mean, staying 6 months in South Korea was certainly gluttonous. An extra trip to Taipei, not gluttonous, but at least that was like exploring new stuff. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was valuable just to do it for the first time. Where this, because these podcasts come out staggered behind the real trip, in the podcast, I'm just finishing up in West Tokyo. I've discovered the Ome hiking trail. I'm about to go to Yokohama. I'm already starting to feel the end of the trip, starting to lament, like, it's so great to come back to Japan, but it's almost over. How bittersweet. I didn't really think I was going to come back necessarily. I kind of like, maybe not. But here I fucking am. Even while I'm reliving my past little travel memories. Japan, what a nice memory. Remember when we went back to Japan? Now I'm physically back in Japan while I'm reliving my memories of the previous trip to Japan. This is out of control. This is where, after this, when I go back to Canada, this is where I just need to fuck off for 2 or 3 years and not go anywhere. Let all my visas reset and actually bask in the afterglow of the nostalgia. But hey, I'm not complaining, dude. And I remember when I got to the airport last time, one of the stupid things that makes sense when you know me, of just my obsession with washrooms, but the first time it really hit me that I was back in Japan was just something about the washroom, just the vibe of it. I don't want to say smell, because it's not a smell, but there is something about it. And now that I've been to these other countries and they set up fans in the bathrooms and make sure the airflow is going all the time, I think that's what it is. I think it's just a slight humidity, a slight humidness that builds up in the washrooms in Japan. But it doesn't smell bad. It's nice. It's Japanese. It just feels like you're in Japan. So yeah, that seems like an appropriate homecoming again. But all right, there's the down to the train. I wonder if I go down there. In my memory, there was Suica places up here somewhere. But whatever, I'll wander around. And I'll eventually find it, and it'll all work out fine. But anyway, yeah, back in. I can't give you any advice about coming back in, because like I said, the guy really didn't say anything to me. He just let me through. So I guess I can just let you know that. You totally can come back 9 months later if you have a passport in good stead and everything's cool. If somebody out there doesn't get to come back in, I deny all responsibility, but I got in, so hey, that's all I can tell you. They have these information kiosks, but I typed Suica and nothing came up. Maybe I should type IC card recharge, get a little more generic with it. The 7-Eleven bank machine I was at does the IC card recharge, except it does not take cash, so I couldn't do it. I needed other methods that I did not have. Search IC card. Well, wait, there's the thing that came up. Suica welcome card. That'll be fine. Take me to there, because I remember the spot with the welcome cards had a machine for normal cards as well. The keyword you entered is not found. Yes, the other people must have searched that. This fucking info touch, this thing sucks. This doesn't help at all. Anyway, I'm back in. And yeah, now round two of Japan can begin on this trip. The gluttony round. Alright, I found the little Suica machine by the entrance to the train. No problem, put $100 on that bad boy. I'm on the subway platform now. Wait a second. Yeah, I think I'm on the right side. Whatever. Whatever, I'll just get on this train and something will happen. I'm pretty sure that stuff just goes through Chiba Station from here, but hey, if not, it's Chiba Station, it's easy enough to get to. I'll figure it out. Immediately though, yeah, the trains are certainly more complicated in Japan than they are in South Korea or Taiwan or Vancouver or Toronto. New York, I don't know. They're probably easier than New York if I could speak Japanese. They're probably comparable because I can't. New York always fucked me up pretty good. But yeah, oh man, just a good feeling where before I got here, there's again the anxiety of getting back in and just like I was saying, the gluttony of it. It's like, I really don't need to go back for a second time. And how South Korea and Jeju and Taipei, they spread out my understanding of Asia.
The train bound for Narita Airport will soon arrive at the platform. Please stand behind the yellow line for safety.
This legit might be the wrong train, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just, oh no, okay. Yes, wait, what? I don't know. Again, I don't fucking know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's exciting to be back, that's all. It's exciting to be back. I'm very glad to be back. This train is not for Tokyo.
This train is for Narita Airport, Terminal 1. It is not for Tokyo.
So is there a train for Tokyo coming here? I guess I'll see. If everybody gets on this bad boy, then I'm in the wrong platform. But if they don't, then I think I just gotta wait for a different train. Classic. I'm all fucked up already, but I mean, hey, this has always been the way. The trains are so much easier out in West Tokyo. The central trains always fucked me up and always will. Oh, look at this fucking vending machine. There's Tully's Creamy Cocoa. Never seen that before. A hot cocoa drink from Tully's. This is going to put me back on my pathetic search for the Gasada, if that even exists anymore. I should just get it out of my head. But look at all this vending machine stuff. The classic Japanese stuff. Oh my god, it's so good. Anyway, I'm just rambling. The point is, now that I'm here, back in Japan, I'm very glad to be back in Japan. This is unquestionably the right thing to do. The one more bite at the apple. That's what I was trying to say, is yeah, even though South Korea and Taiwan kind of, they took some of the pressure off Japan, like knowing that there's other places I can go that are similar-ish in this part of the world that I also enjoy. It's like, Japan's not the be-all, end-all. But, man, Japan is just, it's fucking Japan. So it turns out I had to be a little bit careful going to Chiba. Going to Chiba is a great plan because even though I got to the airport at 5 p.m., it's already 8 p.m. now that I'm here at Chiba Station. Everything just takes longer than you expect, like I was saying in the morning getting to the airport. And yeah, stopping in Chiba, like I never had done this before. I did it in the reverse way. The reason I stayed at Norihiko's place in Chiba is because I was coming from West Tokyo and I didn't want to go all the way from West Tokyo to Narita Airport in one day. I wanted to stop halfway. But it's great for arriving in Japan too. I mean, also because I've been there now and I know the guy. But yeah, that extra hour to get into Tokyo and figure out what I'm doing, probably like 90 more minutes to figure out where an Airbnb is or whatever. Fuck that. As it gets late, as it gets dark, you're tired from traveling, staying in Chiba. Definitely a good plan if you've got, especially if you got the time to spare. You're not in some kind of huge hurry to get straight into Tokyo. But yeah, I just stopped at a Lawson's by Chiba Station, and man, Japan is the king of convenience stores. So fucking good. I mean, I liked the convenience stores a lot in Taiwan, but they were very uniform. Like, I really fell into a habit of like, all right, these are the couple of sandwiches that I like. Here's the rice balls that I like. Here's the little lemon dessert thing that I like. It's a little different at 7-Eleven than it is at Family Mart, but it's essentially the same thing. Here's the bread that I like. Here's the tea that I like. Like yogurt, green tea. Where I didn't do a ton of exploring, although I guess I could have I think if I hit up the microwave more, there was a lot more options in Taiwan I didn't really get into. But I was just like, whatever. These are fine. I like these and we're good. But yeah, just being in Japan, holy fuck, there's so much stuff in that Lawson's. Like, this is bringing me back to reminding me of experimenting, you know, just trying something different each time. Going to the aisle with the quote-unquote weird stuff and just trying something new and strange. Gonna get back into that. Like, the convenience store life in Japan, man. I know people who live in Japan are like, you gotta branch out. The convenience stores, they ain't all that. But to me, they still are. We'll see. We'll see if I'm finally sick of the convenience stores, but I fucking doubt it. Man, though, it kind of sucks being the guy who goes into the convenience store and amongst your other purchases, I got the biggest vitamin C drink I could find, which was still small, but I got the big one. And I got 4 packs of Black Halls because my Ricola things, they almost ran out. Like 3/4 of the way through the flight, I had to stop putting them in my mouth because I had to make sure I had some left for the airport, just so I wouldn't have any signs of being sick while talking to customs people. And I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I have a feeling this is going to be the kind of thing that's going to pass in a couple of days. I hope so. But you can't have too many packs of Halls. Even when I'm not sick, I just like having them for if you're on a train or somewhere crowded. Any kind of social situation, and you can just pop one in and it'll just make sure that you're not the coughing guy. Not optional. I think that's a necessary part of the traveler's arsenal. But yeah, just being that guy though, it's very obvious. Like, fuck, I'm dealing with a guy who's possibly got a cold. And now I gotta go say hi to Norihiko and just like, I don't know. Is he gonna wanna hang out and chat tonight? You know, now I gotta not pass on my cold to him. But it is just a world of colds, man. So I guess there's only so much you can do. But yeah, I don't know. I was in and out. Again, just paying for stuff with the old Suica card. So good. I am reasonably confident I didn't give anybody the sickness. But how the fuck do I know? Man, and yeah, we're back in the land of vending machines. There's a vending machine on this corner. Halfway down the block, there's another one. Is it just normal drinks? Yeah, it's just normal drinks. They look different from an angle, because every once in a while you get a really weird one. But man, yeah, back in the land of vending machines also. So fucking good. A little overcast, a little rainy, but it's not actually raining. Oh man, so nice. So fucking nice. And yeah, man, my eyes like bugged out of my head when I went into that Lawson's. Fuck. After 6 months of struggling with the South Korean convenience stores, and then 3 months of good but same in Taiwan. Yeah, that thing was a fucking magical wonderland. I don't know that you could do it. I don't know how it would ever work, importing the stuff or making it on a small scale or something, but it would be so fucking rad if like Toronto had one 7-Eleven that was I've heard that North American 7-Eleven isn't doing so hot and that they're planning on trying to pattern it a little more after the Japanese version. I don't know what that means, but I assume it's going to be a very small difference. But man, if you could go to one of those stores and it was like the Japan version of 7-Eleven, that would be so fucking cool. But I presume financially irresponsible. Toronto's not actually that big. It probably could not actually maintain such a thing. It would have to be, I guess, a small chain. If there was like 6 or 8 of them, then maybe. Enough to make it worthwhile. But anyway, I sort of kind of know where I'm going and sort of kind of recognize stuff. Yeah, there's the overpass thing, the monorail, the above ground Chiba train. I'm gonna try to walk to Norihiko's place without the little blue dot on my phone. I'm gonna give it a shot. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm pretty much right on time when I told them I would be arriving. But at the first hint of me getting lost and not knowing what's going on, fuck it. I don't need to let my kind benefactor wait for me. But I'm gonna turn this fucking bad boy off. I'm gonna go check in. Back to Chiba, back to Japan. Hey, there's another Lawson's right across the street. Hey, there's a drink machine. What do you know? What do you fucking know? Oh man, fucking awesome. All right, I'm all checked in. Just walking by a park, a little park, like a little kids' playground near Norihiko's place, and it's like, oh yeah, the parks at night. There is an eeriness to Japan because again, the street lights are so mega bright in Taiwan, and I didn't really notice one way or the other in South Korea, so I assume they were pretty bright there as well. Not in Japan. Japan at night is so dark and creepy. But cool, very cool. I almost made it to Norihiko's without my phone. I was only like a block and a half away, but it really gets confusing and twisty right by his house. So I had to break out the phone. And then that was my first anecdote when he opened the door. I was like, hey buddy, like I still am pantomiming. I'm like pointing at my head. I almost made it by memory, almost. Had to use the phone at the end. And poor old Norihiko, I mean, it's not like he's been that long, but he definitely hasn't had too many English visitors lately because he's just like, man, my English, like, it hasn't gotten better. It's like, don't worry, it's all right, man. Kind of for the best anyway, because like I was saying, I just don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk passing on this cold. Hopefully this thing will just pass by quickly. It's the 24th today. We're not going to go do the izakaya hangout till the 30th. Should be all good by then. But yeah, not a bad thing. We did a little chit-chatting, but not too much. But man, one thing that's very nice about coming back to a place where I know the guy, this is where I wonder too, like not only has he not had English visitors lately, who knows, like I don't know how tourism works in Japan. I always just assumed summertime was the time, like I came here before this exact time of year, because I thought it would be less touristy. And I mean, I never really could determine. I guess because I'm just kind of wandering off doing my own weird West Tokyo nonsense or whatever. It's not like I'm really doing tourist stuff so much. But now that I've felt the heat, the pain of the heat, I don't know. I mean, the flight prices were worse in the summer, but I don't know. Maybe there is fewer people in the summer. This is unquestionably better right now than it would be in the summer. Still very nice, still very temperate. I'm still in a t-shirt, but late October, not fucking death. But yeah, the way Norihiko's place is set up is there's one place that's like bunks, like a little dorm. That's where I stayed last time. And there's room for 4 people, but it was just me last time. I was only there for a few days, but also he's got it all set up as like one Airbnb place. So I think that makes it a little, you know, you can book it for 3 or 4 people, but if one person books it, it shows it as booked. And then he can squeeze other people in, but you have to message him directly. I think a lot of people just don't, you know, the listing just doesn't show up. But it's still like a little more expensive than what I aim for. I mean, I was loving in Taiwan and South Korea paying like $20 or less a day for places. Fucking great. That's not really a thing in Japan, but I'm still aiming hopefully for like 30. But then when I got to like Fukuoka, those were 40 some. You know, it's just whatever. And I kind of think this time, I'm not sure how far ahead I'm going to book because I'm not totally sure what my plans are. So I've kind of accepted that maybe this is going to cost a little more this time for accommodations. And I mean, whatever. I don't spend money on anything else. I don't buy anything else, so fuck it. But yeah, Norihiko's place is a little more because it's like $40 for that dorm room. And then he has a private room that's like, was it double? Was it $80 a night? Maybe, but again, just the way things were lined up for his stuff, I had to book the expensive room for like tomorrow and the next day. The rest of the days were the cheaper room. So I'm just like, whatever, I just want to stay in Chiba. I want to stay at his place for this first week. I'll just pay whatever I got to pay. Who cares? But this is the nice thing about being in the good graces of the host, is tonight he didn't have anybody in the expensive room. So even though I didn't pay for the expensive room tonight, he's like, go ahead, it's yours. And then you've got it booked for the next 2 days. But then in the coming week, so far, that room is free. So he said I could just stay in that room, and if somebody else books it, then, then I'll be shunted over to the dorm-style bunk beds. But as it stands, basically, I got the expensive room all week, even though I only paid for it for 2 days, just because it's free and because I'm in the good graces of Norihiko. Pretty fucking cool, man. I'll take it. Hey, look at this. I didn't even know this was here. There's a laundromat right around the corner from his place. That could be handy. Although this is like one of the dumbest nostalgia runs of all time, but I was thinking like, oh yeah, the little laundromat I went to before is like Never Eat Shredded Wheat west of here. I'd have to find it again. But I had a little laundromat that I went to when I was in this neighborhood, and I was like, oh, I can go back there. But if I don't feel like traveling to do laundry, fuck yeah, that thing's right around the corner. How did I miss that? But yeah, all settled back in. Nice. And now that I know I'm back in Japan, now I do need to start setting up. I mean, maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. But now I do need to start setting stuff up. I mean, I could just set up a chain of Airbnbs all the way down the coast. My plan is to try to go all the way down the coast to Osaka. I mean, I've got from Yokohama. I got 3 months, right? But if I book everything ahead of time, it'll be cheaper, but a lot less flexible. And I just presume I can just take local trains that whole way. But I don't actually know totally for sure. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But I'll at least book some stuff. But basically, second verse, same as the first. If you liked my first run of episodes about Japan, I'm already getting excited about a new laundromat that I found. I'm already singing the praises of convenience stores. Here's a 7-Eleven I didn't know was here either. This whole street apparently I never walked down before. Not really hungry this evening, I'm good. But man, it's nice to see that sign. God, look how big it is too. Look at the size of it. Like the convenience stores were so little in South Korea. Like I said when I was there, much more New York bodega feeling. And then the Taipei ones were mostly pretty small too. Like half this size. This thing is fucking enormous. It's just so nice to see that sign. I haven't seen a Family Mart sign yet, but a 7-Eleven sign or a Lawson sign, to see it in the distance and just to be like, yes, the siren song. Because I distinctly remember that on Jeju is when it really hit me. Was walking around Jeju, circumnavigating. A lot of the stretches of that walk were quite free of convenience stores because I was on the coast. And I remember one day it was all rainy and stuff, and I saw the 7-Eleven in the distance, and it's like, dude, if this was Japan, I'd be jizzing my jorts right now. But because it's fucking South Korea, I don't give a fuck. I didn't even go in. So it's nice just so anyway, that's all I'm saying, is that this is presumably what these episodes will be about too. Laundry, 7-Elevens. I spent some time looking over all the gacha machines at the airport, but not only were they not anime that I watch or anything, they weren't anime at all. They were like all just junk. Just like beetles and frying pans. Gacha machines are not all they're cracked up to be. But hard-offs and stuff, can start going back to those. If anything new and revolutionary does happen on this run, it won't be till I get further away to some new areas. But for this first bit, while I'm in Chiba, probably head into Tokyo a bit while I'm here, then down to Yokohama, where I'm also staying at the exact same awesome little place that I loved. Oh, that's a thing, I guess. It's like funny that I have such good memories, because that's where I had food poisoning and I could barely move for 2 days. But I still have very fond memories of that place, and I managed to book the exact same place. Similar thing here. I just went to use the washroom before I went out for one last little stroll this evening. And I was confused for a second. I walked into the shower room at Norihiko's place, and I was like, where's the toilet? It's like, oh, right, the toilet is across the hall in its own separate room. How could I forget that? Again, not that long ago, only a handful of months ago, I was in that fucking bathroom for like it probably wasn't 2 hours. It was at least an hour that I was just hating my life and throwing up. How would I ever forget where that washroom is? So I don't know, maybe that's a sign. Like, this feels like, oh wow, I'm back in Japan already? Seems a little soon. I kind of thought I would, build up the legend again. Go home and build up the longing. But maybe 9 months is plenty. It feels pretty fucking spicy right now. It feels pretty good. I feel the energy in the air. I've already forgotten stuff. Well, I guess I learned that, right? About Mount Takao, where I put out that episode 9 months after I went. I had a miserable time on Mount Takao, but in my memory, I was like, I think that day was pretty fun, right? And then I listened to the episode and I was like, oh fuck, no, apparently I had a miserable day that day. But 9 months scrubbed all that away, made me forget all the bad stuff. And I was like, oh shit. And that was a rare bad day that I had in Japan. It really didn't happen often. And it still scrubbed it, my memory scrubbed it clean. So for all this other stuff that wasn't even bad, I'm more than ready. This stuff is polished up like crazy. The food poisoning and the throwing up from drinking. Pretty much the only truly bad things that happened to me in Japan. Everything else was motherfucking delightful. And I'm ready for that fucking delight to return. I'm ready to feel the delight again. Oh, dude. Whoever you are out there, I hope you get to visit Japan someday. It's fucking good stuff, man. It is good fucking stuff. And again, I think being a shallow traveler is just fine. Like, I think I've still picked up a fair amount of little, like, ambient information. I feel like I do know a lot more about the world than I did when I started this trip. But I'm just always going to be shallow. Like, I'm just like, drink machine, drink machine, drink machine, drink machine. I can see 4 of them right now. And that's just the best. Man, that's the best. There were hardly any drink machines in South Korea. They're mostly only in the subway stations. Rarely up above ground you'd find one. Japan is just a unique fucking beast, man. There's just stuff that is, and again, it's also just the, even I'm just walking past these like fancy pants places that I will never go in. I just don't belong there. But if you ever read the manga, or there's a couple of anime series of it too, Bartender, I only learned about it fairly recently because a relatively new anime series of it came out, and then I started reading the manga because I just like manga better. But it's just about a bartender, and he just brings that like insane level of Japanese dedication to making the perfect drink. You know, he tries to read his customer and like, what does this customer need? What perfect drink can I make them? And then talk to them, and I'll be like their therapist. I'll sort of untie whatever knot is going on in their mind with my incredible bartender skills. And even just walking past these places now just makes me think of that. Makes me think of that fucking anime. Like, that is the double secret sauce of Japan. It's just like hidden underneath. Well, I guess it just ties into being shallow, like I was saying. All of my connection to Japan is from video games and anime and manga. And it still is. As a grown-ass man, it still fucking is. But it gives everything a nice little extra zing. A nice, cool little feeling that I enjoy and that is cool. Alright, well, now I'm just walking around the neighborhood for no reason. Just wanted to wrap up this episode. But yeah, since I'm in the room now that Anna from Colombia and her brother were in last time I was here, I am Facebook friends with them still. In the rare event that I use Facebook, I still get a little like from Anna. She's still out there. So maybe I'll take a picture. Just like, look at me, I'm in your old room, I'm back. That's something too I still have, because she had pinned on Google Maps all of the places her and her brother went, and it was a fuckload of places, like all across Japan. And I've still got her list saved in my Google Maps. I'm not sure, especially if I go down by the southern coast, I don't know for sure if she went down there. I'll take a gander. I'll take a gander. It's still nice to just have those in the back pocket of stuff I could do. All right, well, back in Japan. Back in motherfucking Japan. Awesome. Feels so awesome. There's just like a little random neighborhood shrine with a local cat inside. Hey there, cat. That's a good test, I guess. When I start getting blasé about shrines, happened last time, halfway through my trip when I was in Fukuoka. But right now I'm back at full capacity to just think everything is awesome. It's like, oh, a little shrine, fuck yeah. Keep that on the bingo card, though. Once I start complaining about shrines, that's when I'm starting to take things for granted. But not yet. Not yet. Okay. Join me next time, probably for some Chiba adventures. I got some ideas. For things around here that I can do. And I lost track already. Here we go. That's why. There's 2 parks. This is not the park by Norihiko's. This is the other park. I'll figure it out. I'll get this down. All right. Well, thank you for listening. See you next time.